it's just a pure testament. You can see at the bottom, they have like their featured product, which is these shoes. And this is what I saw the ad for. This is a product I used to run in the past, so I can guarantee you it's working now. The fact they're selling for 20 is insane. So I bet they are bulk ordering the fuck out of these, and they are probably getting them for like an unreal cheap price, because selling for 20 is crazy. I think I was getting them for like 10, and you're not running enough of a profit margin. But this is just more proof to this like clothing aspect of just like trying different things. It looks like these guys are only focusing on shoes. It looks like they're kind of a new store. I doubt they're making like a ton of money, but it was interesting because I saw this with a ton of likes. Like I think it was like 100,000 likes or something insane. So they're definitely making good money, but it looks like they're new to this industry, and it looks like they're kind of limiting themselves only to shoes, which can be good because then it makes you look even higher quality. It makes you look better and more trustworthy. But I wanted to show this because these are products that I've literally tested and they're working right now. So it's another testament to this strategy working. All right, guys, next we have like Robux footwear. Dropshipping product, dropshipping, all these shoes, they look all cool. Whoa, custom designer level shoes or something. These are ghetto, bro. These are AliExpress ass shoes, and they're selling them for $120. So it is crazy. These guys are making dumb money. Their store looks really good. They've got to have awful reviews because I've sold these shoes. Like I know they suck, but I don't know. They have like ambassadors. They're taking things to the next level. So maybe people just don't mind. Maybe the design is so cool that they're down to have like some clunky ass shoe. But these guys also did have, I noticed on their ad, they did have a shoe that has their name on it. So they had one that was probably their best seller. I've literally sold this shoe before. I've sold this shoe before. I've sold this one. It didn't work out good for me. They don't have my Space Mesh sneaker, which is crazy. But yeah, like they're just putting a cool name on it. It looks so unique that you're like, oh, this has to be custom made. Oh, it's $110. Oh my God, like this is some cool random stuff. I'm going to have the coolest shoes nobody's ever seen. This is AliExpress, bro. I promise you, I promise. And yeah, they're probably making absolutely stupid money. Yeah, so they have some little like merch. This is all print on demand though. They probably took some of their own pictures in a couple of them. But yeah, men's jogger, bro, AliExpress. But it looks really good, right? Like it does look trustworthy. Like, wow, they have their own stuff. Dude, you can get in Printful, attach it to your store in a microsecond, make your own design on your own shirt, and make your brand look even that much realer because, oh, we have merch, right? Like you can just trick your way in. So this is why I say like drop shipping is easier than it's ever been. We have more tools. We have more of an infrastructure. We have more community and possibilities and marketing opportunities with TikTok and all these things where it's like, it's genuinely never been this easy, but the barrier of entry is getting higher. It is getting harder in a sense, but if you just know what you're doing, it's so easy. So big ups to these guys. They are crushing it. Like if I had to restart Street Style Men right now, I would take this approach. I would probably only do shoes or only do some subcategory. I would make the prices really high, make it seem really premium, and yeah, follow what these guys are doing because this is good stuff right here. This is branding. This is long term, and yeah, they do really good at tricking you. I'm curious to see their Instagram. Yeah, just a ton of bot followers. Like, bro, these are so AliExpress. Wow, it looks like they haven't even been around that long. Is that all their posts? It's just so frustrating, bro. I was literally selling these. That's so funny. Really good example. One of their ads did have like 50K likes or something unbelievable. So Facebook and clothes are crushing it, no doubt. All right, let's jump into the teeth whitening aspect. This is Hi Smile. I am not like incredibly positive they started drop shipping, but I'm pretty sure they did. These guys, I think, got started like 2016 or 17, and they've gone on to do some cool things. They've developed their own like color corrector, purple serum, basically going off like purple shampoo, helping you keep your like white or blonde or platinum hair or whatever, and applying that to teeth. And it does work. They have good results. Let's hit shop all on bestsellers. But I want to say these guys got started drop shipping the whitening pens. Those are really big and around that time period. They kind of took the snow teeth whitening approach with like the thing you can bite on and get the UV light on your teeth, pairing it with their purple stuff, with their teeth whitening serum. And yeah, they just really took over the whole like oral care whitening approach, and they have really good ads. This is probably one of the only like brands that actually crushes TikTok. So really go study them. All of these companies I'm mentioning, if you kind of want to take their approach, make sure you're diving in adding their products to cart, doing all that good stuff. So this is a brand that I know without a doubt is making millions a month. They're really big. I think they even have like a ton of retail stuff where you can like get it in Target or Walmart or whatever, potentially different stores. Yeah, they have different stores for each location, which is definitely something you have to get into when you're like really crushing it. But you could go sell High Smile for hundreds of millions without a doubt. So that's why I think it's the better approach. If you're just looking for short-term money, the close on Facebook might be better, but you're at mercy with Facebook. So it sucks if Facebook gets good earning reports or there's a election coming up or something weird. They're going to be really strict and they could ban you out and you lose your whole business. So keep these things in mind. You guys better be watching through all these videos so you see those little tidbits of information and not just dive straight into something because you think it's the easy route. All right, next in the teeth whitening space, we have Purely White Deluxe, and these guys are funny because they crush Snapchat ads, which is so random, and they do it in an organic way with influencers. But yeah, basic stuff. They have kind of that like in and out approach. I know you've seen this girl on TikTok. Oh no way, they have the fucking, what are they from? The Bachelor in Paradise or whatever. That's crazy. They just scoop up influencers, so that their whole thing is influencers. That's like all they do. And yeah, they have like a decent product. This is just white labeled. Like you can go get this on Amazon. This is plastic. Like this is shit. They just got their own packaging in it and put a name on it. These guys are like whatever, but I know for a fact they're making dumb money. If you go on Snapchat and you see all like the girls that are in there, like they try to have like pretty girls next to like the news things. You'll go through and click them at the end. They go, so everyone keeps asking how I get my white teeth. I use Purely White Deluxe. And it's like, they do that like 2 times a week. So they have these girls on retainer and they just keep pumping it out on their Snapchat stories and stuff. But it looks like they have gone into the Snow teeth whitening approach. They have gone into the High Smile approach. Looks like they have a toothbrush. Like they're doing the most now that they have money to like kind of fuck around with. So yeah, definitely study them. This like lip stuff they stole from Snow teeth whitening. Like this is just how it is. Like everyone's trying to get a piece of the same pie. But yeah, they just got started with this and they made an entire brand around it and just got some shitty packaging, like just some little cardboard, little open thing to make it easy. You can organize that with a manufacturer in 2 seconds with zero knowledge. You can just talk to them and figure it out super easy. So yeah, study them. They crush Snapchat ads. Go try to find them on Snapchat, seeing their like organic approach. They crush influencers. So that's stuff that I know for a fact. I haven't seen too much of their paid ads, so I can't speak on that. But yeah, there's always a new way. There's always a new approach. There's always some category you can focus on or something you can do to get a big piece of the pie. So don't be too scared if things are saturated, right? There's a million teeth whitening companies and they're all making a very healthy bag for themselves. So last one we'll speak on in the like oral care is like Snow teeth whitening. Josh Snow, I believe is his name. He's doing really good in branding, in website building, and retail. Look at these. He's in all of these retailers, so that's huge. Neiman Marcus, like that's crazy. So he's crushing that aspect of it, and like custom designing products and creating an experience, like an Apple level experience. He's doing really, really good on. Tons of news, tons of exposure. Ellen, it's almost like this guy sold his soul and just got some Illuminati deals or something. But he's done really good on like high level products. Like I've even bought these because they just look so nice. So they have all these kits, they have all this stuff, right? But they have like, if I can find it, wow, they've really built out into a ton of different products, mouthwash, all this stuff. Let me see if I can find like their premium one. So they have this, like it has its own charging dock and you can get all these colors, and it's some really expensive $300 product, but it's nice, right? You have the teeth whitening little brush you put on, then you just bite down on this mouth guard and it UV lights your teeth. You don't have to plug it into anything. You can go anywhere, do anything. And it's a huge seller. Like I know they make dumb money on this. Like they have a custom product at this level with all these different colors. They're managing huge inventory, huge retail deals. This is probably a multi 8-figure business. Or 9-figure business. I'm not sure. It's in the hundreds of millions. I'm not sure if it's at $1 billion. I might doubt that. But these guys are making dumb money. They have huge retail connections. And this is like really, really high level shit. I personally think they got started drop shipping. I think he even mentions it, but I can't say it with pure confidence. But yeah, they got started from the bottom and exploded like 2019, I think. So definitely study them and their branding and their long-term vision. Okay, so now we're in like the problem solving section. And I know this video is getting really long. We're like 43 minutes on the raw recording. But these guys are custom developing things based off products that they know that do good on drop shipping. So these neck pillows, like there's this really big Amazon, we'll go look it up real quick. So this product, this neck pillow is a really big winner for drop shippers, right? 57,000 reviews. You know how many sales these guys are getting? This is just some foam bullshit from AliExpress. But they kind of took it to the next level, right? There they are. They took it to, oh, it has heating. Oh, it's made of memory foam. Oh, it's better. And they can sell it for a little bit more. That's crazy. They should honestly be selling that way higher if the foam one is 19. They're taking things to the next level. They're finding winners and they're improving upon them. They're making them better and they're going at a deeper level with things. And this is one of those brands that you could sell for a lot of money. So this is their approach. They're literally just finding big winners on Amazon. I think this is primarily like an Amazon store. I don't think they're getting a majority of their sales through Shopify. So really study some Amazon stores too. Like see what's doing good on Amazon. Oh, is anyone doing it on Shopify? Is anyone running Facebook ads or TikTok ads to this? Maybe I can just have the Shopify like drop shipping version of it, taking the success from Amazon because it's proving a market works and then doing it myself. So that's what I think these guys are doing, but they're taking it to the next level of improving upon the product because you can go in and see the reviews. Oh, 4.2. You can go see, oh, let's look at their 1-star reviews. What's everyone complaining about? And maybe we can make it better. Ooh, let's read through these. Oh, it's uncomfortable, blah, blah. Let's make it comfortable, right? That's what they did. So that's another way to kind of find supply and demand, or find demand and build supply to make something that works really good. So I wanted to talk about them. Next one I want to talk about is basically the same approach for something different. This is called Thera Ice. Again, as seen on all these news outlets. These are ass products, guys. They're just private labeling. They're just white labeling. They're just grabbing something that exists and putting a brand name on it. It's so simple, so easy. And they're like actually a genuinely big company. They're crushing it on Amazon. If you look up Headache, their products come up first, like right next to Advil with more reviews, like unreal. So they're basically just finding products and just taking it to the next level. Oh, we have a brand name on it. Ooh, we have custom content. Ooh, we're seen on Fox, CBS. And I don't really know how you secure these deals. You got to probably just pay a stupid amount to get on their media channel or whatever. But if you see Shop, they have 3 products. That's it. That's the whole in and out approach. Like this is the stuff that's good. You have 3 products, you make sure they're good. And these guys are mainly an Amazon store. It just shows what the possibilities are. E-commerce is huge, guys. There are endless opportunities, endless possibilities. And there's truly just so many things you can do and different approaches you can make and different audiences you can focus on. And it's just unreal, the potential that's out here. So if you just look off 20,000 ratings at 36,000, like let's pull up a calculator. This is just off the amount of reviews they've had. 3695 times 20,748. $1 million almost off just the people that have reviewed. Like that's gotta be at least times 5. Like this product alone, just this one Amazon listing has made millions. And that's not even counting the people that bought their bundle. They have like an i1 too for headaches, like problem solving product, right? Like simple, easy. Like this is something you guys should be studying for sure. Okay, now we have Bleem. This is a store that is also like problem solving, all that stuff, but I really like their website. And I know for a fact that this is a very high converting website, and people that I've met that are big in this industry have mentioned to me, study Bleem's website. If you can get someone to design something like that for you, you're good. So this is an example of something that you would find the product, right? It's a hair eraser. So I think it's just like a friction thing. It just grabs hair and kind of pulls it out in a painless way. You just like rub it on. But this website is killer, man. It's simple. It's easy. It looks fantastic on mobile. It looks fantastic on desktop. They have good content, works for males, females. They kind of have like a more female vibe, obviously. Hair removal, like definitely more of a female approach. Or like product, I guess. But yeah, these guys are crushing it. Study their ads, study their website, go try to find their website developer. I'll see if I can find it and plug it to you guys because these guys are awesome. Really study their website. And they're just a really good example of like, keep it simple, keep it works. Hey, we have something that removes your hair and we have a scrub that works really good for it. Keep it simple. You guys can make a ton of money. I bet this brand is worth a lot. All right, next we have Miracle Brand. Same thing. This is a problem solving product. They have like sheets and stuff that are like better. I don't really know. But they have an absolutely fantastic website. It kind of looks like it's developed by the same people. And this is, again, a brand that someone that was very big in this space recommended to me for like, what's a good website design. So study these guys. Their website's really good. They have a product that solves a problem, towels and sheets. Been seen everywhere. Good designs. Another good one to study. I'm going to try to kind of run through this video because we're getting a little bit long, but another really good example for the same thing. Okay, guys, this one's big. This one's really big because I know they got their start on TikTok, and that's something that I really recommend to people. This is Golf Daddy. So this is the example of like my passion community product. These guys are just great, dude. Their web design is sick. They keep leveling up. They keep improving themselves. Every time I go visit them, their store's better. Their products look better. They're really investing in creating a community, and golf's getting really big right now with people like Good Golf and like this kind of younger community of people getting into golfing. I think it's all kind of due to COVID. Like people were bored, wanted to get outside, and golf was an easy way to do it. But they started drop shipping this mat. It was a shitty little mat, ugly, kind of something like that. And they made it better. They got their brand name on it. They put it on like a wood pallet that can hook into your golf bag. They got like promoting products to upsell Twilight balls. That's their standard one. This is a drop ship product, dude. They got started. They're taking it to the next level with killer website design, crushing YouTube Shorts, crushing TikTok. Look at that. They're units. They are freaks. Their branding is so simple, so sick. It's almost like what's it called? Happy Dad. It's like the same vibe. Like they're crushing it. They had a simple product. They took it to the next level. I mean, just look at this stuff, man. Like golf maps. Like they're just constantly innovating, constantly making it cooler. They're making everything better, more improved. $70. Like, guys, I know these guys are making dumb money. They're speaking to that young audience of these new golfers through these new marketing channels. And they're absolutely crushing it. I really, really love this brand. I love what they're doing. They're so personal. They're so about the community. They have awesome videos and content. Go study their short form content. It's a perfect example of what you need to do. Like the founders, like, look, it's some kids. That's why they're crushing it, is because there's so many opportunities that only kids understand. These boomers out here aren't aware of TikTok. They don't know the power behind it. They don't know the power behind YouTube Shorts and these vertical videos and how to grab attention with hooks, and they just don't get it. So that's what I'm going to hopefully be teaching you guys at a very high level through this course. But yeah, these guys are really good. I really like them, and I highly suggest you study them in and out and really replicate them with whatever you do. Obviously, if you're doing that clothing approach, it's not going to apply as much. But if you're branding, like, dude, I can't think of a better example of like someone who's just absolutely crushing it. Another quick example I want to go over, we only have a couple more, is Soothies. These are drop shipping products. I've literally drop shipped these. I tested them out and they didn't work too good for me, but they make it look good. They've built it out more than I ever did. I simply just tested them, but they're just in like the slipper comfortable niche. They have some slip-ons, slippers, slides, flip-flops, cozy stuff. I saw their ads on Facebook and they're doing really well for themselves. They're getting decent sales. Their branding's really easy. This is probably like the Turbo Portland theme. They're testing different products, but this is all drop ship stuff, boys. So this is really replicatable. I could copy this store and get up and running and run their same ads with better targeting in like 2 days, and I could outperform these guys. I'd guarantee it. But it's a good little example of like stuff that you can jump into with really low barrier of entry. And if you have good Facebook ads, you can do well for yourself. So next we have Twinkling Tree. These guys have an ad with literally 182,000 likes. They're absolutely crushing it. So let's go check out their website. So this product is the most, I'm surprised it even works. This is the most drop shippy shit ever, but they make it look good. So I will give them that. They're just in like the lighting space, lighting industry. My mom literally bought one of these, so I guess it's working, right? The Twinkling Tree, the little fairy light tree. This is basic shit, guys. This is easy. Like, okay, they made some icons. They paid someone on Fiverr $10 to make icons that match their logo, or they just did it on Canva by themselves. But yeah, this is simple shit, guys. I think they got lucky on their ad. I won't lie. But yeah, I bet they made a ton of money off this. Very basic drop shipping right here, but it's a testament to Facebook still working really good and barrier of entry is not as high as you'd think. So this is that Italian luxury Sovereign shoes or whatever company. This is one of their ads that I saw. They're trying to go for like bankrupt. We bankrupt the company. Everything has to be on sale, 80% off. That's like their little angle they're going at, but 1,000 likes on an ad doesn't mean you're making decent money. Next, we have Mint and Lily. So I think I quickly showed these on my case study of my Loving Surprise store. But these guys are just kind of taking over the jewelry space, but they're focused on the same things that Wear Felicity's focusing on, that Loving Surprise is focusing on. They're doing the custom stuff, which makes it hard to go like really branding and going into the inventory space because you have custom products, right? You can't. So, but they're doing it with other products and they just kind of built it out more. They just went for more of that long-term vision and they got farther than I did with Loving Surprise because I just had so many issues and I had other stores that were doing good. So I wasn't about it to scale it up. But this is basically what it would have looked like to scale it up. I guarantee their top sellers are these ones. And it does look like they might be customizing them themselves because this is a different print than the one I was selling. Like the mold and the design of the necklace is different unless they just got a different 3D renderer, a different like graphic designer made a different render. But I would guess that these custom products are their top selling, these photo ones. And I'm guessing they saw Wear Felicity do it and they just copied it. But good example, they branded it out pretty well. Yeah, maybe they are doing these in-house or something because they look uglier. They look a little bit weirder. But yeah, good example of like long-term branding. I'm pretty sure that's all the stores I wanted to talk about. All right, guys, that sums up all the stores I wanted to go over. That was long. That was a lot longer than I thought, but I hope this gave you a really solid idea of like what works, what doesn't work, areas to focus on, good websites, good long-term visions of like where you want your focus to be, because I think a lot of people get into drop shipping and they just don't get it, right? Like they just don't know the different approaches, the different niches, the different stores, what type of direction to take. And I hope this gave you that clarity. And in the next videos, we're going to be jumping into like the actual how to structure yourself and how to build this skyscraper up, how to do the blueprint, what products to look for, all that good stuff. But I really wanted to get this video out of the way so you guys can really understand what it looks like before we start replicating it and doing it ourselves. So in the next video, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be jumping into the skyscraper, the blueprint, all that fun stuff. Hope you got a ton of value today, and I will see you in the next one. Alrighty boys, welcome into building a skyscraper. Now I hope you enjoyed the last videos going over my stores and going over niches and different stores that I recommend. I hope that's broadened your horizons or given you a decent idea into what works right now and what I know other people are doing right now, and kind of helps you think in a longer term, think in a wider scope of potential, if that even makes sense. But today we're going to be going over the kind of like the schematics, the blueprint behind building a skyscraper, and why I think it's such a perfect example of when you're thinking long term and you're trying to build out this brand and you're trying to build something bigger than yourself that you can eventually sell. It's basically like building a skyscraper. You need to have your blueprint organized. You need to have all of the math down to a T to execute on this vision. So without further ado, let's dive right in. All right, guys, when it comes to building your blueprint, there's around like 20 things, just like you saw in all the talking points. There's a ton of things to go over. And what I want this video to be is basically breaking down all of the big elements you need to think of. Obviously, later in the course, we're going to really dive into all of these aspects by themselves and really give them the amount of time they need and really teach you guys all the information you need for each topic. But today we're going over a ton of topics so you can kind of see how each thing plays together so you can properly build your skyscraper or build your blueprint. Now, the first thing you need to tackle when you're starting this blueprint is the long-term vision. You need to understand that before you take this first step, you need to understand all of the steps and the direction that you're going to be going with your brand, so when you take those first steps, they're headed in the right direction. Now, to quickly go over everything we're going to talk about today, we're going to start with how to plan the long-term vision. Then we're going to go into picking a product, picking a name, understanding how to take over a niche, safety precautions, and the things that you need to do before you dive into making a brand, how to select a specific demographic within the market that your product can apply to. We're going to talk about crushing content, how to correctly test ads. We're going to quickly go over your AOV and your LTV, quickly talk about building a backend, building teams, outsourcing, UGC, influencers, manufacturers, fulfillment, numbers at scale, like how much money you can project to be making when you're executing on all these things. And at the end, we'll go over some action steps. So to fully get into it, like I said, you have to understand that before you take that first step, you need to know the exact direction you're going. Obviously, there's going to be times where we like maybe take an exit that we shouldn't have, or we make some sort of mistake and we have to do a U-turn or backtrack and refigure things out. But we really need to understand at least which direction we're going to go with our brand, so we're not putting a ton of effort and action into something that we're going to have to backtrack later. So keep that in mind as I go through the rest of the elements. So the first thing you have to do when you're creating a skyscraper, when you're building out this blueprint, is you have to understand what your product's going to be. You have to understand all of the elements that go into a winning product. Not all products can be winning products. And when I say that, I mean like long-term actual winners. Like obviously there's some things that'll be like gimmicky toys that can be like a winning product for a couple weeks or something. But true winning product is something that you can build a brand out of, something that can last forever if you know how to nurture it. So we'll go really in depth with picking products, but you have to understand that the product is basically the sun and the brand you're building is like the solar system around around it. Like your product is everything at the start. Also keep in mind what I'm saying doesn't fully apply if you're going to go that like street style men route and just kind of like sell a bulk amount of clothes and just test a trillion different things, because that does work. There are a lot of people doing it right now. But when it comes to that, you're going to have to kind of study like Fashion Nova, and you're going to have to study Shein, because they did do the skyscraper route. They did build a brand around a business model like that, but it's really different. And the main thing I'm going over here is how to build a store that's going to last. Like something like BlendJet, something like Manscaped, something like Snow Teeth Whitening, like these companies that started with these small drop shipping products and scaled into something big. That's what we're talking about here. So do keep in mind that if you want to do that street style men route or that like Rovix footwear route, that some of the things aren't going to directly apply, but it's basically the same approach that you would take. So once we found our product, we need to pick a name, and we need to start kind of developing a story around that product. And we do that through selecting a very specific demographic that we want to communicate with, the people that we want to purchase our product. A really good example of tackling a huge market but doing it in a niche demographic is Liquid Death. They sell canned water. You would never think, like if someone pitched the business idea to start selling water in cans and it's going to be like hardcore metal is like the niche that they're going to go for at the start, with like all these weird goth graphics and this weird sort of advertising strategy, and they like metal and like hardcore bands and stuff is like their niche target that they went for at first. And if someone told you that business plan, you'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the shittiest idea I've ever heard. We're going to start a canned water company for like people that like metal music, but they are like $1 billion company within like their first 2 years of running. So it's absolutely insane. But what they did is focus on a headshot market. They focused on people that are very specific passions, dreams, desires, emotions, and they targeted to them. And then the product kind of spread from there like wildfire. And it's good if we do that for our brand as well. So once we understand, hey, we're focusing on this huge market, but we want to focus on this specific section of the market, then we can pick a name. Then we can start creating a story around our brand, because a brand is basically a transfer of emotion, right? If we think of Nike, they sell us an emotion. They sell us, oh, if I have these products, I'll be the best. I'll just do it. I'll take control of my life. I'm going to be that professional athlete. They tell stories through their ads, and they speak to people who are very motivated and self-disciplined and want to be the best. That's what they do in their ads. They're not making ads for fat people. They're not making ads for, hey, get up off your ass and work out for the first time this week. They're making ads for people that are trying to be in the NBA, people that are trying to be at the peak performance of these different categories that Nike makes products for. There's Nike Golf, Nike Football, Nike Soccer, everything. And they have different departments focused on each sport. So they're very aware of what they're doing. They're consciously organizing and storytelling and transferring emotion to specific people with their specific departments to a specific audience for a specific sport. Like, they are absolutely amazing at what they do. So once we understand the kind of like long-term vision of, okay, I'm going to sell this product. Here's the people I'm going to talk to. Here's how I can resonate them with my brand. Here's the name we're choosing. Here's kind of like the color scheme. Here's the logo. And we kind of start developing that feeling around the brand. Then it's time to take safety precautions. And what I mean by this is we need to look up if the product we want to sell is trademarked, if it's patented, if there's going to be any legal issues with us selling this product. Then once that's done, we need to pick our name and then check our name and make sure there's no trademarks, there's no copyrights, there's nothing with that name that we want to choose. And don't worry, I'm getting into all of this in the next module. So now that we have what I would call as the foundation, and what's interesting about this is Alex Hormozi talks about this. He's like, when you're building a skyscraper, the first thing you do is dig into the ground. And that's interesting because there's going to be all these people, let's say your parents, let's say your friends, looking at your business and going, hey, you're just sinking money into it. You're not even making money. Or people will think that you're getting negative results because you say, hey, everyone, I'm going to build this skyscraper. And then the first thing you do is start digging into the ground. They're like, wow, good job, dude. Like, you have nothing to show for it, right? But the deeper you dig and the wider you dig dictates directly how high you can build your skyscraper and how long-term it can last and how sound the foundation is. And that was a principle I really loved from Alex Hormozi. And that's something that we need to think of as well. So everything I've talked about up to this point is our foundation. So it's really important to take it serious and really think long-term. So now that that's out of the way, we basically just need to build a Shopify store that conveys this emotion that we're trying to sell to the people that are going to be our potential customers. And we need to start crushing content. So there's a lot of ways to do this. You can be a little bit sketchy, a little bit on the gray line and take ads from different people, grab all these different videos online of your product or a product that's super similar and cut them up, jumble them up, mix and mash into a new video, and you can run ads that way. Or on TikTok ads, you can just directly steal ads, which I have done, a lot of people do, and it's definitely a gray line, and you don't want to scale your business with someone else's ads. You cannot do that, but low key, you can test them for a little bit. So usually that's what I recommend. If you have a product you really want to jump into, start a brand, take someone else's TikTok ad, change it up just a little bit, but keep the hook. The hook's the most important part, and try to get things running. Try to see if you can get some sales and see if this product is worth your time to like order the product from Amazon and film your own videos and kind of like really put some effort into it, because building a store is pretty easy. You've seen some of my stores. They are nothing close to impressive. So you can get going pretty quick. You just need to convey that emotion. And like Loving Surprise did convey that. Street Style Men did convey that, even though it sucks. It was basic. People knew what they were getting, and it was an easy process for them. So realistically, you can choose a product, create a brand, create a foundation pretty quick, and test it out with someone else's ads on TikTok. With Facebook and stuff, I haven't ran Facebook ads in a little while. And through this process, I'm going to be restarting Facebook ads. I'm going to be creating a store with you guys as a full-blown example. And we'll see just how lenient Facebook is, because I have heard they're very lenient right now, but you never know, that can change in the blink of an eye. So you have to be careful with them. With Facebook, I really don't recommend taking people's ads. You really need to cut them up and mash them up and make them into something completely different to not get flagged there. But with TikTok, it's a little bit different. So let's say we use someone else's ad. We really feel confident about this product. We feel like it's worth investing our time. Maybe we made a couple $100, maybe we hit $1,000 day using someone else's ad. Once you get to that point, you really need to make your own ads. You really need to start working with UGC creators, which is user generated content, UGC. So you need to work with UGC creators, having them make videos for you, or you need to make them yourself, or you need to send your product out to like influencers or friends or family, and they make videos for you. And what's beautiful about the internet is we can go search up big brands. We can go search up big companies that are selling this product. We can go search up really anything we need to understand what a good video ad looks like, and then we can just copy it frame for frame with new content. So this brings us on to the point of correctly testing ads. We need to make sure that we are using an exact strategy with TikTok or an exact strategy with Facebook that's proven to be one of the best testing methods. So we can test our ads and know that they're effective, know that our money is going to a correct place, because a lot of people some people suck, man. Like some people that go through this course, you guys are going to be creating the shittiest, ugliest stores. You're going to be running the shittiest ads, and you're going to come back to me, why doesn't it work? Why didn't it work? Because some people, I don't know, some people just don't get it. Like there's been some people that I will say, this is the exact testing strategy. And then a student will be like, well, it didn't work. I'm like, show me your ads. And they look nothing like what I said to do. So I don't know, there's always going to be issues, but you want to make sure that the strategy you're doing is worth your time. It's worth your money, and it's actually going to give you results that are worthy of your money. Because some testing strategies don't really test the product fully. So you could have tried a winner, but the results weren't that good, so you gave up. Meanwhile, someone else who really tested it could have scaled that to 7 figures if they had the right ads, they had the right kind of equation to make it pop. Now, once we're getting sales rolling in, we need to go over AOV and LTV. Your AOV is your average order value, and your LTV is your lifetime value of your customer. So your AOV is really important. If I'm selling a $40 product, that means the average order value of someone that comes onto my store and purchases is around $40. But we can do a lot of things, like you can even add tipping onto your website. So someone can tip 5, 10, 15%. That adds your AOV, that boosts it up. You can have upsells where someone can buy a product that works really good with the current product you're selling, and that can bring in an extra $15, $20, $30. You can sell lifetime warranties. You can do a ton of things that are going to boost up your average order value. And when your average order value is higher, you can pay more on ads to acquire a customer. So that's beautiful right there. That is exactly what we need. We want to have high AOVs, because when you start spending ads and when you start getting into this world of managing ad budgets and scaling and all these things, you're going to realize it gets really expensive really fast. So if you know, hey, if it costs us $10 to get a customer and each customer's worth $50, easy math, you know you can be making money. And when you have those ads, it's quite literally an ATM that every time you put in $100, you make $500 back. And you can literally just print money. So that's our goal here. And honestly, things are getting too hard nowadays to not have a brand to still be able to get that money printing machine going. A lot of people think it's just like 2016 where they can just throw up some shit general store. They can throw up 50 different products, test them all, and hopefully one of them gets them that ATM money printer. And it's just doesn't work that way. You need these like one product stores. You need these pretty brands. if you want it to be long term, yes, you might be able to get success quick, but it's going to die out extremely fast. And I truly think unless you're doing that clothing aspect, this is the absolute best way to go. So once we have AOV, LTV locked in, we're getting customers to repeat purchase. That's what the LTV is, lifetime value. So to quickly go over LTV, it's lifetime value. And essentially if our average order value is worth $50, so each customer is worth $50, but each customer usually purchases 2 times. So we're getting repeat purchases. That means the lifetime value of a customer would be $100 because we get a $50 order and usually they order 2 times. So that would be a $100 lifetime value from our customer, which also means we can spend even more on ads because we know they're going to purchase 2 times and we know it's worth $100. We just have to wait for that to happen. So it's like a delayed attribution. So you can calculate these things, and it's important to know those numbers because there's brands like Coca-Cola and brands like Starbucks that they could spend millions and millions on ads and they're not really worried about it because if they acquire one customer, it's worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on the lifetime of some dude drinking Coke all day or some dude going and getting a shot of espresso every day at Starbucks. Starbucks's LTV is $14,600, I believe. It's something outrageous. That's the average amount that someone spends in the lifetime of being a Starbucks customer. And honestly, that number is only going to go up as this younger generation gets older because I bet their habits are way, way worse than some boomer that's getting coffee. So it's really important to understand those numbers. Next, once we have this kind of understanding and structure built, we really need to build out a backend. We need to build out retargeting systems. We need to start working with other channels like Google. We need to have an email marketing team. We need to have an SMS marketing team. We need to have virtual assistants. And we really need to start building out a team around this brand so we can scale it. Then when we have that structure built in, your main focus is going to be content. You need to start pumping out videos with UGC. You need to start pumping out videos with influencers, and you really just need to take things to the next level. You need to start paying models to make videos with your products. You need to start paying high list influencers to make videos with your products. And the amount of value that you get out of this stuff is 20 times more than you would ever think. So once you have a brand, once you have all of this set in place, your entire focus needs to switch to content, even the media buying. And media buying, if you don't know, is just like running the ads. Usually you're going to hire that out. You're going to hire some professional in Facebook, some professional in TikTok, some professional in Google. And it's kind of hard to find those people. So I'll try to plug people that I personally trust. And ultimately, I met a lot of people at the last networking event. So I should be able to plug you guys with some really good stuff. If you guys have stores that are scaling, try to personally reach out to me any way you can, and I'll help you get plugged with the people you need. But yeah, that's basically the name of the game. You want to create a brand, and then you want to just focus on content. You want to start scaling out your content like you could never believe. And once you're really bringing in some money, I'd say minimum like 100K a month in revenue, you need to start speaking with manufacturers, ordering this product in wholesale, and you need to customize it. Maybe your product is a big seller on Amazon. You can go look up the reviews, or you can look up the reviews from your own customers and see what's wrong with the product. What are people struggling with, and make it better. You need to improve upon the product, get custom packaging, all that fun stuff. And now you guys really, really have an amazing brand. You need to get fulfillment in the United States that can get like 3 to 5 day shipping or even next day shipping. And you really need to start just crushing every advertising channel possible. You need YouTube ads, you need Snapchat ads, all that stuff. And usually you're bringing in a ton of money at this point, and you can work with a very high level agency. To give you an idea of kind of like some numbers when you're at scale like this, let's say you have like 50 videos made and you know that all of these videos convert well on paid ads. You can be getting easily 10 to 20 to 30K a day on TikTok alone. You can easily be getting 50 to 100K on Facebook if you really know what you're doing and you're really crushing the creatives. I know plenty of people. I have met plenty of people at the last event I went to that are doing numbers like this on Facebook right now. Very, very possible. There are dozens of people that are our age that are doing hundreds of thousands a day in sales. It's absolutely unreal. I met a kid that did 300K in a single day on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Like, people can do millions and millions a month. It really is not as unattainable as you'd think. And keep in mind, I'm talking about when you have a full infrastructure built. You have the teams, you have a ton of people making content for you, you have designated media buyers that are professional, and you're really just crushing it in every aspect. Also from Google, you could easily be making 10K a day, and that's not even including like running YouTube ads. If you have some killer YouTube ads, you can probably be making 50K a day on Google alone. Email marketing could probably be bringing in like 3 to 5K a day. And that's usually like reoccurring revenue, repeat customers, and people that are going through like automation flows through email. SMS could probably be matching that with the same amount of sales. And that's not even accounting for like Snapchat ads, Pinterest ads, like all these other small little things, as well as working with influencers. Let's say you have a advertisement that went live with Kim Kardashian that day. Like, of course you're going to do multiple 6 figures that day in sales. And then you have that piece of content of Kim Kardashian saying, oh, I love this product so much. And then you keep running ads on that, and that's going to convert amazing on ads because people are hooked in, they see Kim K's face, whatever. So you can milk that video for months and months on paid ads on tons of different channels. And you can really just see how if you have a cool product, you have something that's speaking to a specific group of people that is just really speaking their language, it transfers emotion to the person, it tells a story, and you just have this really cool brand around this really high quality product that ships to people fast, you can see how it goes crazy. And we're not even talking about starting selling on Amazon or selling on Walmart or retail opportunities. And it's really easy to see how you can get into 100 million a year in sales if everything goes perfect, right? And that's the hard part, because what gets you from 0 to 1 isn't what gets you from 1 to 2. Going through this journey and actually like fucking executing on this blueprint is something you guys can't even imagine. It's something I can't even imagine. I haven't done retail deals. I know this path to do all this, but I haven't done a lot of these things. I'll be completely honest with you guys. This is a crazy journey. Making 100 million a year is not some easy shit. I'm not going to sell you guys some snake oil shit like this is going to work in your first year, you'll be making millions a month. This stuff's hard. And honestly, it all comes down to the person. The way I like to view this is me being the coach of, let's say, an NFL team. I'm not really responsible for the players. I am in a sense of organizing them, making sure they know the game plan and what they need to do. But the actual individual performance of each player is dictated on the player's skill level. Some of you guys will never reach levels like this. Most of you guys will never reach hundreds of millions in sales. Maybe none of us do. But this is the exact framework, and I'm showing you guys the brands. I'm showing you guys the methodology behind all of it, and it's possible. I know it might be hard to get stuck up on the fact that I haven't ran a $100 million brand, but I can promise you guys this is the exact stuff they're doing, and I'm here to help you guys along any step of the way, and I promise you it's so much more attainable than you could ever think. So yeah, that basically explains the full-blown blueprint. If you guys have any questions, if you want me to kind of go over some aspects of your brand, I'm going to be doing live Q&A calls. So that's going to be a good time where if someone wants to throw in their brand, throw in their ideas, I can review them live and really kind of help you guys, or you can submit a support ticket or try to reach out to the student success managers, and we can make sure to review your idea and make sure it's worth your time jumping into. Because this stuff is big. You're only going to get as far as you plan to get, right? You're not going to go 20 miles past what your plan was. If your plans are small, you're confined by those. So we want to plan big. We want to think big. And ultimately, guys, there's people that have done this. I've showed you brands. I've listed off companies that have done this. There are people worth hundreds of millions. Shein is a $47 billion company. That was their net worth last year. We looked it up and it looks like they're having some problems now, but to be in $1 billion evaluation and get started with drop shipping is truly unreal. And I hope you guys can really mentally imagine that possibility for yourself, because with anything in life, if someone else is able to do it, there's no reason you're not able to do it. So I really want you guys thinking of module 1, thinking of those frequencies, thinking of leveling yourself up, leveling up your character to be worthy of things like this, things of this magnitude. Don't let yourself get caught up in fear or doubt or listening to these negative voices in your head, or the mom and dad that doubt you, or the friends that doubt you. Let those things fuel you. And I promise, something that I really enjoy, something that I love to think about, is you can always call upon your past self and your future self to send energy to you in this moment. Kind of a random thing to mention, but it's something I truly believe and I do in my life all the time. Call on your future and past self to give you energy, get past anything, raise that frequency up. And I promise you guys, if you believe in yourself, the sky is the limit. If you take action on everything that I'm teaching you here, these blueprints, these things are possible. These businesses worth hundreds of millions are made every year. Every year there's some new brand doing something where you look at it, you're like, oh, why didn't I think of that? That was so simple. That was so dumb. Like anyone could have done that. Opportunity like that is constantly opening. This world is a revolving door of opportunity. There are always things that are leaving and there's always things that are coming in. Our reality changes so quick that new opportunities are sprouting up every second. It's to the point now where I really have the eyes and the vision to see opportunities, and it's really hard because once you're really leveled up, once your character level's high, your main focus is saying no to opportunities, because you have to stay dialed in on that vision. You have to have the blinders on like the race horses so they can't see the other horses. They're just focused in on themselves. Yeah, kind of a random tangent, but I just can't say how much I believe in you guys, how much I know there is potential out there, and I'm just really excited to see you guys succeed. So make sure you ask for help from your student success managers, from me. Jump on the live Q&A and calls with me and let me know what we can help you with. I want to see you guys grow, and I promise you with all my heart, this stuff is so attainable. There's so much potential out there, and I know you guys can crush it. So with that being said, we are wrapping up this video. Your action steps for today are going into the community group, talking with someone who just got in, share some ideas with them, share some thoughts, make them feel welcome and at home, and make sure you finish your blueprint. Set a full blueprint out. And obviously I haven't taught you product research yet. I haven't taught you a ton of things, but really get this blueprint framework in your head, because when we go over product research, when we go over these other things, you need to be mentally coordinating your plan. So keep all this stuff in mind. Revisit this video if you need to. Once you do learn all of these elements, come revisit this and make sure you're building an amazing blueprint for a quality skyscraper. I love you guys. Peace. All right, guys, welcome into the next video. I hope you enjoyed the last one talking about skyscrapers. Today, we're going over the importance of products, and we'll be diving a little bit deeper into the product research stuff, but in the next video is where we're going to really go into full-blown product research. I'm going to give examples of winning products, and then the next video, I'm even going to be doing live research, trying to find winning product, and I'll literally just give those products out to you guys so you can test them if you would like, or you can at least see me doing it so you can understand how you can do it yourself. I'm assuming a lot of people will jump on the products that I recommend or talk about, so just keep that in mind. So without further ado, let's jump into the importance of products. All right, guys, so since we are going to be covering how to find winning products in a later video today, I want to talk about why the product is so important and basically what we need to look for in a product to ensure that it has the potential, ensure that it is a winning product. And the way we do that is referencing my winning product blueprint. This is basically a 10-point system that's going to go over the different qualities and attributes that a product needs to be able to be a foundation for a skyscraper. So obviously we can have winning products that are gimmicky toys. We can have winning products that are a piece of clothing, and we can do the street style men approach and do a ton of clothes. But for us to really build out that brand and really build out something special and amazing, we need to have a specific product. There is a very specific criteria we need to match and make sure our product is in alignment with. So let's jump into that. The first thing is pretty common. You've heard this a million times from every guru on the planet, but the first thing is a wow factor. So a wow factor definitely helps with your ability to scale and your ability to convert new customers or like new potential people into customers. But it's not as important as a lot of like gurus make you think. You don't have to have some product that's some new, flashy, amazing thing. It can be something that's old. It can be something that is not really that exciting. But I will say that having a wow factor does help, especially with places like TikTok ads. If it's something no one's seen and you're marketing it to a younger audience, it really does help out a bit. And the second point is having a sales price of $40. And a lot of people don't talk about this. I haven't seen like anyone talk about this. Your average order value needs to be at least $40 or more. I really recommend being at like 50 to 80 is kind of a sweet spot, because if you go over $80 for your products or for your like average order value, it's not going to be as easy to grab like impulse purchases. Some people are like, hey, this is over $80. Like I should probably think about this. I should probably give it some time to see if I really need this product. But if it's like $50, a lot more people are going to be willing to just purchase it and not think about it as much. But the reason we need at least 40 is the average cost to get someone to purchase something on ads is around $20. So if your product is like selling for $15, you just don't have enough money It's not even about margin. Even if you're getting your product for extremely cheap, you're just not going to have enough money to justify scaling up ads to huge budgets. I'm talking $10,000 a day in ad spend. It's going to be really hard for you to hit those numbers. It's not really likely. You can probably get to the point of spending $1,000 a day, getting profit and doing some things like that. But when it truly comes down to running high level advertisements, you do not have what it takes. Mathematically, it is impossible for you. You have to have a sales price of at least like 50, honestly. Like 40 is even a little bit low, but I definitely recommend 40 at the lowest. Anything higher is going to be in your best interest for sure, and I'd probably cap it at 80. Number 3, if we're selling a product for $40, I really recommend trying to get down to the $10 for the cost of the product. So this basically ensures this is a 4x multiplier on our cost of goods. So our revenue or our sales price is $40 and we get the product for 10, meaning that we have a 4 times multiplier on our cost of goods. So this is, I'm not even sure what margin that gives you. I'm fucking horrible with math. I use calculators, margin calculators, all those things. So I'm not the best with math, but you have to have a really high margin. I really recommend a 3 to 4 to 5x on your product costs. And when you're drop shipping, it's hard to do that. So when you get into wholesale and you get into ordering the products in bulk, it's going to be way easier to have a 4 or 5x multiplier on your cost of goods. But you really do need some big margins like that to kind of go to that Nike level of branding, that Rolex level of branding. You need absurd profit margins so you can spend absurd amounts on content. You can spend absurd amounts working with cool influencers and running very high level paid advertisements with amazing agencies and all these cool things down the line. You need budgets for that. So it's not as important at the start if you can't get a 4 or 5x multiplier or something around that ballpark. For example, if you're doing organic TikTok ads, you can do a 2x. Like if I get a product for $10, I can sell it for 20 because I don't have advertising costs, right? Because I'm just doing organic. But the second I move into paid ads, I do need to multiply it up to at least 3. Like 3 has to be the minimum. If you get your product for $10, you have to sell it for 30, absolute minimum. And even with that, even if you're a good advertiser and you have good video ads, it's still going to be decently hard to get a profit. And these aren't fun truths. This stuff is a lot of things that people won't say. A lot of people, for some reason, don't talk about like numbers and where your products need to be at. I truly haven't found any gurus that even mention this stuff, which is very alarming in my opinion. But yeah, it's just the case of reality. A lot of products don't have what it takes to do paid ads. Like a lot of these gimmicky toys that sell for $15 will never work on paid ads. So it's something you definitely need to understand. And to give you a quick like mental layout of how this can work is you can get a product for $10, start doing organic and sell it for 20, jump into paid ads, sell it for 30, see how things work out. And then you can eventually get to the point of ordering it in wholesale and then getting your margins back lower into a place that makes you more profitable. And then you can jump into the long term and really allocating huge budgets into advertising and huge budgets into influencers, UGC and all that stuff. So it's kind of like what I said before, like what takes you from 0 to 1 doesn't take you from 1 to 2. What takes you from 1 to 2 doesn't take you from 2 to 3. So we have to constantly be evolving and changing and adapting. And that's some shit you need to learn as a business owner. Like business is fucking hard. Things change a lot and you need to be very adaptive. So that's just a quick little run through to help explain that point. And number 4 on our blueprint is high perceived value. So a good example of products that just have a natural high perceived value due to markets is shoes and watches. So watches can be produced extremely cheap. You can get a decently nice watch, and unless someone's like deep in horology and they really know the market and all that shit, they could easily say it's a good watch. It's high quality, it's durable, it's reliable with the time and all that shit. You can get it for like $10, $20. And most people think like a decent watch is at least going to be $100 or something around that level. So watches have a high perceived value. Shoes also do. Like Nike is literally producing shoes for $3 and selling them for like $150, $200. And it's just because of perceived value. So having products that are in this realm of like high perceived value where you can get them for a low cost and sell them for a high price point is really nice. It's something to keep in mind. But we can always kind of position ourselves as a high quality product. We can always position ourselves as a luxury brand or position ourselves in a certain way that gives perceived value. Because like, again, like Rolex has very cheap watches. They have a Datejust watch that is extremely uncomplicated. It's a very basic watch, and it's a stainless steel watch. There's literally nothing crazy about it, but you're paying a shit ton for the brand. You're paying for that Rolex logo. You're paying for someone to look at your wrist and go, wow, this guy is doing pretty well for himself. So you're paying for those things. The watch really isn't worth that. The brand is. So when we get into long-term vision and deeper down the rabbit hole of starting our business, perceived value can come just from the brand, just from the logo. But at the start, it's really good if your product has some inherent high perceived value within it. And point number 5 is your product solves a problem. If you are marketing your product to a specific group of people within a mass market and it solves a problem for these specific people, when you address that problem in ads, I'll give a quick example. If you're selling like a baby product and someone just has their first kid and they're realizing like, holy shit, there's so many more things that went into it than I knew, you can address that language, address that perception within your advertisement by saying like, I just had my first newborn kid. I didn't realize I had this problem, but this product helps me. That's going to naturally filter out anyone who doesn't have a kid. They're going to be like, oh, this ad isn't for me. They go away instantly. And the people that actually just had their first kid are going to hone in and actually listen. And why is that good? It's because it attaches the people that we want and it gets rid of the people that we don't want. And so Facebook's algorithm, TikTok's algorithm, Google's algorithm can see, okay, the people that hone in and listen fit a certain demographic, and it can help you find more of those people. So your advertisements will naturally do better. And we're solving a problem for that specific person. So there's a big emotional involvement within the video ad. There's an emotional involvement within the product, and they're excited to get it. You spoke their language. They're like, oh my God, this is like made for me. So having that ability within your product to solve a problem for a specific group of people is huge. That's where you're really getting into building like a customer base. And then you can go deeper into the world of like the baby niche. The firstborn kid niche, that can be your little headshot market within like the children's market, is like parents that have their firstborn, like getting them products that they didn't realize they needed. And that can be your whole marketing ploy. So that's some free value for you guys there. That would be a really good brand to start, and just source out products like that. Test out these baby products on TikTok, test them out on Facebook ads, all that good stuff. And if you're talking to a very specific headshot group of people and you're solving their problems, you're going to do very well for yourself. Now, point number 6 in the blueprint is that they use the product daily. This one is really big. If someone, I'm just going to keep running with a baby example. If this product that we're getting helps their baby or helps them with their baby every single day, it solves a problem that keeps coming up every single day, you can believe that they're going to see that ad and be like, holy shit, I need that. Like, my life is going to be so much easier if that problem's solved, because they feel the pain of that problem every single day. So you can address that pain in your video ads and easily convince them to buy a $50, $60, even $80, $100 product. But yeah, 80 is usually where I'd like to say you should probably not go more, because you have to keep in mind we're running social media ads, and it's hard to convince someone that's like trying to see a Facebook post of their aunt to buy a $150 product, right? Like they're not in the purchasing mood for that. That's usually where someone does research and then figures out which product's the best. And maybe they're at the start when your product isn't the best, it hasn't been customized, it hasn't been improved upon. Maybe there's a better competitor out there, and if they're going to do the research on that, then you're not going to get that purchase. So that's kind of a little bit deeper explanation as to why I say 80 is a max. And number 7, I've talked about this one already a ton, but have a specific and passionate community that you're marketing to. Just like the person that has their newborn child, if you mention that in an ad, they're going to listen. They're going through an extreme experience of having their first kid, and they're in a new world. And when you speak their language, you can believe that they will listen. So figure out how you can pair whatever product you think is your winning product that you found through the product research method that we're going to go over in the next video. Try to figure out, how can I get this product in front of a passionate community, and how can I tailor a brand around them that speaks their language? Number 8, make sure your product is relatively small and lightweight. This is going to help on like packaging and shipping and all that stuff, because when we get into the world of like wholesale purchasing thousands of units and getting warehousing and stuff done, if we're selling like bed frames or fridges, it's hell. Like,
so much of your cost of goods is going to go into shipping, and it's just a mess. So if you can have something ideally that like fits in your hand, that's going to make your life a lot easier. So number 9 is just like advice. I would advise you guys to stay away from like electronics, kind of. There's some electronics that can be very well tested and high quality and you wouldn't have any product issues with them, but be very like wary of the electronic side of drop shipping because you can get a lot of shit products. And we're trying to build a skyscraper here. We're trying to build a brand, and you can't do that by selling shitty products. Your customers are going to be pissed. Your customer service